joining me today. I'm Colleen, and today's class is going to focus on some flow and with some twist. So we are going to start on our backs. So take your feet as wide as the mat. Let the knees drop together, close the eyes, let the arms rest on the side of you, or place your hands under your belly, whichever feels best to you. Start taking a few nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And just find that more conscious breath to help you carry through your practice. Relax everything, relax the face. Let the mind be focused on what you're doing right now, not from earlier and not into the future. We're just going to start dropping the knees on an exhale to one side. Maybe the head goes to the other side. With your inhale, come to center. Exhale to the other side. Let the hands just go naturally where the hands will go. On the exhale, let the knees stay to the side. On the inhale, bring them through center. Exhale, let them stay. Just stay with this a few more breaths. Do one more on each side. When you've completed that, just bring the knees into the chest, give a nice little hug. Maybe a little sway, rock side to side. Circle the knees a couple of times each direction. We're going to come back to center. Hug the right knee in, extend the left leg out, or if it feels better on your back, place the left foot on the floor. That right leg, we're going to start rocking that knee out towards the right shoulder and then back to midline. We'll bring that right knee back to center, extend the leg to the sky, interlace the hands behind the hamstring, and just start with pointing and flexing that right foot. Make a few circles with the ankle, each direction. Press the ball of the foot, spread the toes, slide the hands down wherever you can. If you need to bend the knee, and just hug that leg in towards you. Keep the foot active. And notice if your elbows are pointing out to the sides, you can wrap the elbows in towards that leg. That helps broaden through the collarbone, through the chest, coming into that external rotation that we're always after. And bend that right knee, squeeze that knee into the chest, and just roll over to your left hip, letting that right knee cross over the body. Run your right shoulder blade towards the floor. Keep the breath nice and deep here. One more breath. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center, hug both knees into the chest. Then extending the right leg or placing the right foot on the floor. Hug that left knee in. And let's start with a gentle rock, taking the knee out to the shoulder, and then back to center. to center, extend that leg towards the sky, interlace the hands behind the hamstring. Let's start with that pointing and flexing. Make a few circles with the ankle each direction. Point to the ball of your foot, spread the toes, slide the hands down, however far they can go. Bend your knee if you need to, and hug that leg in towards you. Again, watching the elbows, and the elbows are wrapping in. And then bending that knee again, hugging the left knee in towards you. Then we're going to roll to the right hip, let that left knee cross the body. Left shoulder blade draws towards the floor. Keep the breath nice and deep. One more breath. Next inhale, come back to center. Both knees hug into the chest. Take both legs up to the sky. Interlace the hands behind the head. Let the hands support the base of the neck. Options here, we're going to warm up the core a little bit. Options here, keeping the shoulder and head onto the floor. Second option, lifting the shoulder and the heads. Nice and slowly, we're going to lower the right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This could be 3/4 of the way down, halfway down, or 1/4 way down, whatever feels best in your back. Rising that leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the hips a little, hips lower, left leg lowers for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg lifts for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips lift, hips lower, left leg goes down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the hips, lower the hips. If you have your shoulders lifted, we're lowering the left leg now. If you have your shoulders lifted, keep your gaze on your toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips lift and lower. Right leg lowers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right leg lifts for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips lift. Hips lower. Left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips lift. Hips lower. Right leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips lift, hips lower, left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips lift, hips lower, right leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips lift, hips lower, left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips lift, hips lower, right leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips lift, hips lower, left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips lift, hips lower, last 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips lift, hips lower, left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips lift, hips lower. Head and shoulders lower, hug knees into chest. Give a nice tight squeeze here and a nice deep breath. Cross one ankle over the other ankle, doesn't matter which one. Hands go back behind the head. Bring the knees in as close as you can. We're gonna lift the head and shoulders, and we're just gonna alternate elbow to knee. Starting now, start whichever side you want to. So 10, center. 9, center, switch. 8, center, switch. 7, center, switch. 6, center, switch. 5, center, switch. 4, center, switch. 3, center, switch. 2, center, switch. 1, center, switch. Hug knees to chest, lower head and shoulders down. Get a nice tight squeeze. Take a nice deep breath. Change the cross of your legs. Same thing. Hands behind the head. Shoulders lift up. Whichever side you want to start with. We're going to twist, center, for 9, center, 8, center, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower the shoulders, head the knees into your chest. Good job. Take a nice deep breath. And roll ourselves up into a seated position. I'll turn the face sheet here. Sit with the legs crossed. Walk the sitting bones back a little bit. Lift up, lengthen through the front and side bodies. And then just start walking the hands forward, hinging from the hips. Trying to stay long through the waist. You can let the head drop down here if you like. A few nice breaths here. Draw the low belly in. Another breath. And then walk the hands back, stay nice and tall, come into a little twist. Right hand across the left knee, left hand goes behind us, lengthen through the spine. On an inhale, think of lengthen the spine. On an exhale, hug that left shoulder blade back. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, deepening the twist. Stay with us a few more breaths. One more breath. Next inhale, we're going to come through center. Right hand behind us. Left hand crosses over. Same thing. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, deepening the twist. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, deepening. Couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, come to center. Change the cross of the legs. If you need to walk the sitting bones back, walk the sitting bones back. Same thing from the hips. We're going to start hinging forward. Walk the hands forward. Stay long through the torso. You can let the head drop down. Maybe walk the hands a little more forward. One more breath here. Walking the hands back up towards us. Stay nice and tall. This time right hand off to the side. Left arm reaches to the sky. On an exhale, reach over to the right. Pressing that left hip down into the mat, reaching through those left fingertips. Keeping the chest open forward. Try not to drop it towards the floor. One more breath here. Next inhale, come up. Left hand goes down. With your inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale over to the left. Keeping that right hip anchored down. Reaching to the right fingertips. One more breath here. Next inhale, come up. We're going to then take our legs, shoot your legs straight out in front of you. I'm just going to turn onto the mat. Have the legs about hip distance apart. Take the inner thigh, press them down and out. That'll help broaden through the low back. Pull the toes back toward you. Spread the toes. Press the ball of the big toe. On an exhale, walk the hands forward, staying long on the torso. Grab whatever you can grab, whether it's the thighs, the shins, the ankles, or the feet. Take the belly towards the thigh, but reach your nose beyond the toes. So we aren't collapsing at the waist. Keep the feet acting. Press the sitting bones back and away from you as you reach the heart forward. One more breath here. And then just walking ourselves back up. We're going to flip ourselves over onto all fours. Taking the hands under the shoulders. Walk the knees just slightly behind the hips. This is going to be like a little bit of a wave. We'll just take an inhale here like a cow pose. But on an exhale, press your hips back towards your heels like child's pose. On an inhale, come forward, drop your hips, lift your chest, seal pose. Exhale, hug up through the belly, press the hips back. Stay with this wave a few more breaths. Rounding forward, hips drop, chest lifts, arms straight and strong. Hug up through the belly, press the hips back. Hugging forward. Lifting the chest. Hug up through the belly, hips back. Last one. Coming up forward. Find that seal pose. Coming back into a neutral position. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. We're going to take the right leg, press the right leg back, and then press to the heel. And give it a little bit of a calf stretch here. Hands to the under shoulders, gripping that mat, and then we're going to lift that left knee up like we're getting ready to pounce to three-legged plank. Press back to three-legged dog. Take the left leg to the sky. Hug that knee back in as you come forward. Drop the knee down. Both knees side by side. Left leg shoots out behind us. Press to the heel. Stretch that calf out. And then lift that right knee up. Press back, three-legged dog. Come back forward. Hug that right knee in. Place the right knee down. Both knees side by side. Turn the toes under. Float the knees and shins off the floor. Press the hips back towards the heels. Start straightening the leg for downward facing dog. Walk it out. Bend one knee, straighten the other. Now notice where your weight is pressing into your hands. Try to get it out of the heel of the hand, out of the wrist. And think about pressing down more through the knuckles, the fingerprints, the thumb and index finger. Almost like you're trying to stretch the mat out in front of you. Now just take the feet, walk the feet to the hands, top of the mat into a forward fold. Go ahead and collapse. Take the forearms behind the calves. Press your body into your legs. Lift your sitting bones up towards the sky. Let your chin up towards your chest. Release the hands. Come into a halfway position with an inhale. With an exhale, let it go completely. This time, press the legs, reach all the way up to standing. Hands overhead, exhale, hands to heart. Let's do a few half sun salutations. Inhale, arms reach in the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward fold. Inhale, halfway position. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, press through the legs, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway position. Exhale, let it go. One more time. Inhale, press and reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Always following your breath. Inhale, circle the arms. Exhaling, floating down. Inhale, halfway position. Step back to plank pose. Find a nice strong plank pose here. And just take both heels over to the right. Keep an equal weight as much as you can into hands. Come to center, both heels to the left. Come to center, both heels to the right. Come to center, both heels to the left. Coming back to center, nice strong plank here. Press back, downward facing dog with your exhale. Find your hands, get light into the wrists. Bring the big toes to touch. Float the right leg to the sky. High into the ball of the left foot. Coil that right knee in towards you. Step the right foot to the right hand. Make sure you have a nice long stance front to back here. I always like to scoot my back foot back a little bit. Then we're going to drop that back knee down. So you've got a nice angle in that leg, that knee. The hips aren't over the knee or a little forward. Low lunge, both arms reach to the sky. Let the hips be heavy here. Fingertips reaching up. Shoulders relaxed away from the ear. Coming into a little twist. We're going to take the left hand over the right knee. Reach your right arm behind you. Keep that right hip hugging in. Transitioning, left hand to the floor, right hand to the sky. Next, exhale, both hands to the floor, either side of that foot. Shift the hips back, pull the toes back, reach the heart forward, spread the toes, press to the ball, the big toe. Coming forward, we're going to turn the right toes out to the right. Left hand's going to the top of the left-hand corner of the mat. Let that back leg drop. Reach the right arm to the sky. Next, exhale, both hands to the inside. Turn the left toes under. Pick the left knee up. Step back to plank pose. On an exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath, bring the big toes to touch, float the left leg to the sky, high into the ball of that right foot, coil in with that knee, step the foot to the hand, left foot to left hand, scoot that back foot back if you need to, drop the right knee, inhale, little lunge, arms to the sky. Reaching through the fingertips, keeping the shoulder blades relaxed. Coming into that twist, right hand over the left knee, left arm reaches behind. Keep that left hip hugging in. Right hand to the floor, left hand to the sky. Reach to the fingertips. Both hands to the floor, either side of that foot. Shift the hips back, pull the toes back. Spread the toes, press the ball of the big toe, reach the heart forward. As we come forward, we're going to turn the left toes out to the left. Right hand's going to reach towards the corner of the mat, right corner of the mat, left arm to the sky. Energy through the fingertips. Right arm and shoulder are strong. On an exhale, both hands to the floor under the shoulders. Back toes turn under, back knee lifts, step it back to plank pose. On an exhale, downward facing dog. Take the hands to the feet, whether you want to walk, jump, float, or fly. Hands to feet, top of the mat. Forward fold. Halfway position as you inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, press to the legs, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath here. Next inhale, arms reach to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway position. Step it back to plank pose. Feet about hip distance. That little twisting plank. Both heels go to the right. Come to center. Both heels to the left. Come to center. Plank pose. On an exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and bring the big toes to touch. On the inhale, right leg floats to the sky. Come high into the ball of that left foot. Stop coiling that right knee in. Step the right foot to the right hand. This time, back heel stays lifted as we come up to high lunge or crescent pose. Arms reach to the sky. Back knee can be soft here. We're going to twist to the right. Left hand goes in front of us as the right arm goes behind us, keeping that right hip hugging in. Left hand to the floor, right hand to the sky. Press through the left heel here. On an exhale, both hands to the floor, step back to plank pose. Find your downward facing dog. Bring the big toes to touch. Float the left leg to the sky. Come high to the ball of that right foot. Start coiling that knee in. Shift forward. Step the foot to the hand. With your inhale, rise up to crescent pose. Back knee can be soft here. Breath is deep, but smooth. On an exhale, we're going to take that little twist to the left. Sorry about that. Right hand in front, left hand behind. Keep that left hip hugging in. Now on an exhale, right hand to the floor, left hand to the sky. Reach to the fingertips. Next exhale, both hands to the floor. Step forward, forward fold. On the inhale, lift and lengthen. On an exhale, let it go completely. On the inhale, press the legs, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath. Next inhale, arms reach up and over. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway position. Step it back to plank pose. Let's take that little twist. You can have your feet about hip distance here. Both heels go to the right. Inhale, center. Both heels to the left. Inhale, center. On an exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the big toes to touch. Float the right leg to the sky. High in the ball of that left foot. Start coiling that knee in. Step forward. This time, back heel spins down for warrior two. Settle into warrior two. Strong through that back leg. You feel it pressing through that back heel. Keep that right hip hugging in so the knees pointing straight ahead. Arms are strong, but the shoulders are relaxed. Reverse warrior, right palm faces up as we reach up and over. Getting a nice stretch of that right side, back leg, still very, very strong. We're going to transition into triangle pose. So straighten that front leg. Just reach the right hand out, long to that right waist, and adjust the arms. We're into a little side lunge stretch. Bend the front knee, both hands to the floor. Keep the hands forward to the left, but bend the left knee. Adjust the feet if you need to adjust the feet. Press the hips to the left. Walk the hands forward and to the right. Pivot towards the top of your mat, rotate the feet, step back to plank pose. Downward facing dog with an exhale. Bring the big toes to touch. Float the left leg to the sky. High into the ball of that right foot. Bring that left knee forward, step the foot to the hand. Back heel spins down. Position yourself, rise up, warrior two. Nice deep breaths, keeping the shoulders and the hips stacked. Making sure we aren't reaching forward, this is very common, but trying to keep everything stacked. Reverse warrior, left palm up, up and over. Still strong for that back leg. Transitioning into triangle pose, straighten the front leg. Adjust the arms, reach long through the left waist. Right arm right above the right shoulder. Keep the chest opened. If you notice the chest collapsing towards the floor, then come up a little bit higher. Transition into that side stretch. We bend the front knee. Hands come to the floor. Shift the weight down to that right leg. Right knee bends. Hands reach forward and to the left. Pivoting to the top of our mat. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway position, lift. With your exhale, let it go. With your inhale, press the legs, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a moment. We're going to bring all three of that sequence together. On the inhale, reach to the sky. On your exhale, swan dive forward fold. On your inhale, halfway position. On your exhale, step back to plank pose. Feet about hip distance here. On the exhale, strong arms here, remember, both heels go to the right. Inhale, center, both heels to the left. One more time, inhale, center, both heels to the right. Inhale, center, exhale, both heels to the left. Inhale to the center, breath and downward and plank pose here. On exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the big toes to touch. With an inhale, right leg floats to the sky. High into the ball of the left foot. Shift forward, step the foot to the hand. Nice long stance front to back. Back knee drops down. On an inhale, both arms reach to the sky. Let the hips be heavy here. We're going to come into that little twist. Left hand across the right knee. Right arm reaches behind us. Thumb towards the sky. Left hand to the floor. Right hand to the sky. Reach to the fingertips. On an exhale, both hands to the floor, either side of the foot. Shift the hips back, pull the toes back. Reach the heart forward, spread the toes, press to the ball of the big toe. As we come forward, the right toes are going to point out to the right. Left hand's going to reach to the top corner of the mat. Hips heavy, right arm to the sky. Both hands to the floor. On an exhale, turn the back toes under, lift the back knee up, step back to plank pose. On an exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the big toes to touch. On an inhale, right leg floats to the sky. High into the ball of that left foot. Shift forward, step the foot to the hand. Back hip stays lifted this time. Rise up, crescent pose or high lunge. Reach to the fingertips, let the shoulders relax down the back. On an exhale, open to the right into that little twist. Twisted crescent. Left hand's gonna go to the floor as we press the left heel away and right hand reaches to the sky. We're gonna bring both hands to the floor, back heel's gonna spin down, preparing for warrior two, rise up to warrior two. Shoulders and hips stacked, right hip hugging back, strong through that back leg. Take a breath. Right palm faces up and over reverse warrior. Transitioning into triangle pose, straighten the front leg. Start reaching forward with that right hand. Adjust the arms. Front knee is a little bit soft. Transitioning into that little side lunge, hands to the floor, to the left, shift the weight back to that left knee bends, adjust the feet however you need to, press the hips to the left as you reach forward and to the right. Shifting forward, pivoting that quarter turn, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway position. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, press the legs and reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart, state of breath and state of movement. Inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway position, we inhale and lengthen. Step it back to plank pose, feet about hip distance. We're gonna come that little twisted plank. Exhale, both heels to the right. Try to keep the weight equal in the hands. Inhale, center, both heels to the left. Inhale, center, both heels to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale, both heels to the left. With your inhale, center, take a breath here, nice and strong. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the big toes to touch, press to the hands. With your inhale, left leg floats to the sky, high into the ball, that right foot, coil that knee in, shift it forward, step the foot to the hand, back knee drops down. Inhale, both arms to the sky, let the hips be heavy here. Let the shoulders relax, shoulder blades relax, but energy through the fingertips. On an exhale, right hand across the knee, left hand reaches back behind us. Thumb towards the sky. Right hand to the floor, left hand reaches up to the sky. On exhale, both hands to the floor, either side of the foot. Shift the hips back, and the hands back, and reach the heart forward. Spread the toes. Left toes turn out to the left as the right hand moves forward to the corner of the mat. Left arm to the sky. On an exhale, both hands to the floor. Turn the back toes under, lift the back knee. Step back to plank pose. On an exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the big toes to touch. On an inhale, left leg floats to the sky, high in the ball, the right foot. Step the foot to the hand, high lunge, crescent pose this time. Rise up. Breath is steady and deep. Coming into that twist, we're going to twist the chest to the left as the left hand reaches behind, the right hand reaches forward, both thumbs towards the sky. Let's come into that lunge, right hand to the floor, left hand to the sky. Press through the right heel now, reach up through the left fingertips. Transitioning to warrior two, both hands to the floor, pivot that back foot down into warrior position, rise up to warrior two, settle into this. Make sure that left hip's hugging in, knees pointing forward, press into the outer edge of that right foot. Reverse warrior, palm to the sky, up and over, reverse warrior, back leg still stays strong. Transitioning into triangle pose, straighten the front leg, adjust the arms, reach that left waist. Nice and open, right arm right above the shoulder, reaching to the fingertips. Transitioning into that lunge, bend the front knee, both hands to the right corner of the mat, shift the weight back, bend the left, right knee back, hips to the right, hands walk forward and to the left. Taking that shift to the top of the mat, quarter turn pivoting, step forward, forward fold. Take a nice deep breath here. Inhale, happy position. Exhale, let it go. Press the legs, reach the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath here. Come into a little bit of a balancing. Let's shift weight to the right foot, flip the left knee up. I'm going to start hinging forward. Pressing that left foot behind you. Sorry about that. Take both hands to the floor for standing split. Reach that left leg as high as you can. Take the belly towards the thigh. And both feet side by side. Inhale, happy position. Exhale, let it go. Press the legs, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath here. Coming to the other side. Floating to the left foot. Right knee floats up. Start hinging at the hips. Send that right leg behind you. Both hands to the floor for standing split. Right leg reaches to the sky. Belly towards the thigh. And both feet side by side, forward fold. Take a breath here. And then just come all the way down onto our backs. And hugging the knees into the chest. Nice tight squeeze here. Let's come into figure four. Place the left foot on the floor, cross the right ankle over. Engage through the feet here. Reach through the hole. Hug that left leg in towards you. Keep that right hip anchored towards the floor. Spread all 10 toes. And with your arms, keep hugging that left leg in. Keeping the right knee pressing open. When you press that right knee open, you'll feel the right hip anchored to the floor. Take a few nice deep breaths here. One more breath. So we'll release the left leg, but let the right thigh slide right over the top of that. We're going to reach and try to grab our heels. So left hand grabs the right heel, right hand grabs the left heel. We're going to try to lift that bottom leg up, take the pinky toes towards each other, and with your arms, hug the knees in towards you. Keep the breath nice and deep here. We're trying to keep the tailbone a little bit towards the floor. It doesn't have to be totally attached. We're trying not to come too tight, lifting everything up too much. We're trying to keep a little bit of length down there and keep the feet active. Another breath here. Now we'll release the ankles, the heels, but keep the legs as they are. Place the left foot on the floor, right thigh still crossed over. Lift the hips up, take the hips 1 to 2 inches to the right. Let both knees drop to the left. The head will drop gently to the right. Keep the breath nice and deep here. One more breath here. As we bring the knees back, left foot's on the floor, lift the hips up to straighten out the spine. Uncross the legs, hug the knees to the chest. Right foot goes to the floor, left ankle crosses over, left knee stays open. Reach through that hole, grab the back of the right thigh. Lay the head and shoulders back down, activate the feet, hug that right leg in towards you. Some nice deep breaths here. Again, we aren't letting the tailbone curl too much off of the floor. We're trying to keep it drawn a little bit more towards the floor as we, with our arms, keep hugging that right leg in towards us. Two more breaths here. So we release the right leg, the left thigh cross over. Here's where we grab the ankles or the heels, lift that bottom leg up away from your booty, from your hips, hug both feet in towards you, draw the pinky toes towards each other. So the big toes are coming in towards you, your foot's sickling in, so draw the pinky toes towards each other. Keep the ankle and knee in alignment. Hug those legs in. Sometimes this pose, at least for me, creates me to breathe a little bit deeper. So go ahead and do that. And again, notice for your left hips hiking up. Press that left hip down and away from you. Trying to keep the hips squared up. Two more breaths here. So as we keep the legs the same, we'll release the heels, place the right foot on the floor, we'll lift the hips up, take them 1 to 2 inches to the left. Both knees drop to the right, let the head drop to the left. Keep the breath nice and deep here. Two more breaths. then on your next inhale, knees come up. We lift the hips up and realign the spine. Uncross the legs, give yourself a nice tight squeeze, and let's come into happy baby. So whether your peace fingers hook onto your big toes, palms face each other, or to the pinky toe side of the foot, palms face each other. Let the knees drop outside of the ribs, the shoulders. Feels good sometimes, just kind of rock side to side. Keep the soles of the feet pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and straighten one leg as much as you can. Come back, full happy baby. Straighten the other leg as much as you can. Back to happy baby. Bring the knees together, release the feet, head and knees into chest. Go ahead and extend one leg and then the other leg. Let them rest out comfortably. Adjust yourself however you need to get yourself comfortable. Let the arms rest comfortably alongside the body, palms face up. Close your eyes. Start letting the breath become very easy and light. And let the body feel relaxed and heavy. Now please stay here as long as you can. If you have 3 to 5 minutes, do that. If you have a little longer, stay there. Whatever it is that you need. And while you are there, relaxing, letting the mind relax and be at peace, I want to thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Namaste.